Hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon. Hi, everyone. Hello, hello. So let's just quickly say hello to everyone who is on here. Hi, Pamela. Hi, Kathy. Where are you guys watching from? Let us know. Hello, hello. Hi, Sally. Monica. Thank you for being here. I'm Hanya Hanyalas, and
I'm Amber of Sweet Am's Cookies. Awesome. Thanks for being here, Wanda.
thank you.
Sally
Thank
wants to know
you.
if it's cold where you are, Hen.
I I have a sweater. I'm always. It seems like I'm always cold. Well, it's not very. Um, it's not cold like amber. You probably have. Well, it's not big minus or anything, but it's it can get a little chilly.
Minnesota.
So that's why I'm having a sweater. Hello. So hello everyone. Thanks for coming and joining us today. Amber is in a hot seat, which is exciting for me, so I can just observe and enjoy her beautiful work. And with the St. Patrick's Day coming up, is that what you are making? I think I saw the picture.
Yeah, let me bring up the picture of what I'm working on today.
80 degrees. These are gorgeous.
Yeah, so I'm just doing some simple Shamrock cookies today. You can make these, like these are kind of in between, I would say simple and detailed, depending on if you want to get into the filigree. So that's what we're doing today. And
I saw a little bit of a cookie there on the one with the luster dust.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of a cookie was that?
The gold one, you mean?
Yeah, underneath I saw some colors. Is that?
Oh, yeah. So on that one, I just painted a plain green cookie, just covered it all in gold.
No. I mean the cookie itself. Does it have sprinkles?
Sprinkles.
It's a colorful thing. So you put sprinkles. What is it, Jimmy's?
This is rainbow sprinkles. And this is the confetti cookie recipe from my book, Cookie Canvas, and it's also on Patreon and in the Cookie Art Club, all the usual places. There's the book, and then I'll just put a link to the Cookie Art Club. So basically, the Cookie Art Club is similar to Patreon in that you get exclusive tutorials that aren't available anywhere else, but it's just a little bit more, not a little bit, it's a lot more organized. So all my tutorials are like in their own little folders, which is very exciting for me. And also members can upload photos there to share with each other and to share with me. So that's in the Cookie Art Club. And Han, you have something similar on Patreon.
Yes, on Patreon, and I will share a little bit more when we have a little break. But I wanted to give you a chance to show us how you decorated the cookies.
Let's get started here. And today we're going to have to do it.
Amber is going to show you how to make. This is very controversial, right? Because St. Patrick's Day, right? Most of the time we see 3-leaf clover. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. So, but I've seen people do 4-leaf, and it's for the luck. But that's not Irish, isn't it? Right, guys? Can you tell us? What is your take? I mean, this is you will not unleash a beast, but I just want to know because I've gotten some not so nice comments when I did my St. Patrick's Day with the 4-leaf clover.
Me
That's
too.
Or it's for the for luck, right? But it's not really in the Irish.
Right. So growing up, we were always singing songs about 4-leaf clovers for St. Patrick's Day. So I'm over here making cookies with 4-leaf clovers and getting comments like, that's not right. So now I do 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Let us know, can we do 4 or is it only 3? Okay, so the color that I'm using here is Chef Master Leaf Green with a little bit of lemon yellow mixed in to brighten it up a little bit. And then I've got a decorating tip 2 here. This is a Wilton tip 2. I'm just going to go ahead and start flooding.
Hello, everyone. We still have people joining in. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Julie loves rainbow sprinkles. Hello, Byron. I think Amber remembers you very well, right?
Yes, of course. We always see your comments.
Thank you, Byron.
Yep. Usually one of the very first people to comment when I post a new video on YouTube. Always appreciate that.
Same here. Same here. Love seeing it. Hello from Texas. Hello, M. Salazar. Hi, Robin, Juliet. Amber.
Yes, Julie, that's the song that I am thinking of.
What song? I'm still like not. I don't know what song. Is that the song you mentioned earlier? Like
this one. Does that sound familiar? I'm not going to sing it.
No, I didn't hear anything. I did not hear. I'm gonna have to look it up after.
Oh, Mary Lou, thank you. I'm so glad you enjoy the Cookie Art Club. I'm having a lot of fun in there too, seeing everybody's cookies and everybody's questions.
Hello, Harasan. San Diego.
Okay, so some of these I left plain green, which I had mentioned earlier when I just left a plain green cookie and then painted over it. But I'm going to do a few different designs here. We'll start with some polka dots. So this is black flood consistency icing, Chef Master Coal Black with a decorating tip 1. Oh, and I just want to mention that the full tutorial is now in the Cookie Art Club and on Patreon as well.
Hello, Mrs. Spiegel.
Hi, Grandma.
Hello, Candy, to hot and humid Mississippi.
Oh, hot and humid. Wow.
I love polka dots on cookies and to wear and also on decor.
Yes, me too. This color looks a lot lighter on camera than it is in person, just so you know. It's not.
I also like this bright, even if it wasn't.
But you know, it would be nice. So I was looking at these earlier and thinking this would be so pretty with like a navy blue polka dot.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty. Yes.
So very simple polka dots, and I always start doing my dots down the center, and then go on each side.
Yeah, exactly.
Centered. So before you do anything else to this, you want to let it dry completely. This is a pretty small cookie, so probably wouldn't take overnight, but I always like to stay on the safe side and let them dry overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do another one.
Oh, yeah, it should be 3-leaf clover.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. So again,
And is this your what consistency are you using today?
this is somewhere around 15 to 20 second count. And does anybody want to tell us what that means? We'll do a little pop quiz. What does 15 to 20 second count icing mean?
Let's see.
Scribe tool.
The comments to come. Okay, so it means, oh yes, the comments are coming in. So Julie, it means how long it takes to heal.
Yeah.
When you dry overnight, do you leave the top of the cookies sheet covered or uncovered?
I leave it uncovered just to make sure it dries all the way through. Because if you were to cover these, even if I have my cookie sheets stacked too close together, like they will dry wavy because there's not enough airflow going over the cookie.
Yes, 20 seconds level. You guys are great.
Everybody's paying attention. I love that.
Before it runs into itself, line disappears. Yes, yes, yes. Sheila, is this a leaf green?
Leaf green with a little bit of lemon yellow. And then we're going to do a little filigree here because I can't help myself. I always have to do filigree.
Well, it's your signature style, so.
And there is a detailed filigree tutorial on both the Cookie Art Club and on Patreon. And there's a template there too that you can use to practice.
Yes, everyone, you guys are following us, I guess, for a long time. You knew the answer.
Very good.
Thank you. Wow, that looks so cool. Sorry, I don't know. I can't make up your screen name. Love the color.
Thank you. Thank you.
Judy loves this design. So Donna, I'm going to put a link to Amber's Cookie Club again in the comments, so you can check it out.
So this one is completely dry. And then I'm going to take some sort of a golden brown color. So to make this color, I use equal parts brown and yellow. And I'm using this color because I'm going to paint it gold, and that just gives you a nice base to start with when you're painting.
So when you do, this is not about today's project, but it's a question. When you do the watercolor on your cookies, what would you use as a substitute to vodka?
I have found that the next best thing is just to use water. I did a whole experiment using different types of liquids. I used lemon juice and I used alcohol-free extract. And water was really the best substitute. It's not really ideal, though, because, you know, if you use the reason we use alcohol is because it evaporates very quickly. So that way it's not going to dissolve your icing. So when you're using water, the liquid sits on the icing longer and then it starts to dissolve the icing. But yeah, so if you can't use alcohol, then you can just use water. Just try to use it sparingly and with very light, quick strokes.
How do you get such vibrant green and true black?
It's probably mostly to do with the type of food coloring. So this is a really concentrated gel. This is Chef Master brand. AmeriColor makes a nice one, and also the Wilton Color Right. So not the one in the little jars, but the bottles, the Wilton bottles. Those are the good ones.
Oh, thank you so much, Miri. Hello to Germany.
Okay, so let's take our little
We'll take a little break. I wanted to share, guys. So today, those of you who are in Haniela's Cookie Club on Patreon already seen my new tutorial. So in this month, I will make the tutorial on how to make sloth cookies. In the group, I posted a poll, I think last month, asking about different suggestions for tutorials, and many of you guys suggested you wanted to see tutorials using multi-purpose cookie cutters. So that's why I decided to do sloth cookies. And this is, can you guys guess what cutter this is? maybe you can tell me in the comments. And if you are a member of the group at the second tier, you also you receive this tutorial, step-by-step narrated video, and also templates. If you are not in a Patreon group, you can still get the templates in my coffee shop. I just loaded them up earlier today. Yes, it's an Easter egg cutter, and I do have few more projects prepared with that cutter because it's such a not only for Easter, but it's a cutter that chips well because it
Really
doesn't
solid.
it's just and even if you don't have this specific, this is cutter by Sweet Sugar Bell. It's tapered at the. I love this shape, but if some of them are more rounded, so that's okay. You can still use the templates, and I show that in a tutorial. So that's new with me, and we can go back to Amber's project. So those of you who are just joining in, Amber is in a hot seat and she's decorating St. Patrick's Day three leaf shamrock cookies. And her tutorial is it already available in your?
It is. It's there. It's on Patreon and in the Cookie Art Club. And I just want to show you this other cookie I made to go along with these. This plaque. Thank you. So that there's two different tutorials, and they're both there now. I just posted in Patreon, and they're in the Cookie Art Club as well.
If you're looking for the link for the cookie art, just scroll up in the comments. We posted that a few times, so you can check that there.
And then, all right, let's get back to the decorating.
Thank you, Mrs. Spiegel.
Okay, so I just piped that line. That needs to dry for like 30 minutes before we paint it. But for this one, I'm just going to show you just how to paint the entire thing with the golds. So I've got Sweet Sticks brand metallic luster. This is called, the color is 24 karat gold. I don't think it's actually gold, like 24 karat gold, but that's the name of the color. You can eat gold, but I don't think this is it. So I'm just going to add a little alcohol to this. This is 151 proof vodka.
Oh, Sally, yes, I guess my shirt, it is like the one on your cookie.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's so perfect.
That's totally unplanned, Sally. You got an eye of an eagle. Eye of an eagle. Good catch. So Judy is asking if you have your sprinkle cookie recipe on your website or on YouTube.
The sprinkle cookie recipe is on Patreon and in the Cookie Art Club and in my book. This feels a little bit too watery, so I'm going to add a little bit more powder.
You can also, if Amber is doing more powder because she doesn't want you to wait, right? But you could also just wait a little bit.
Oh yeah, and
it will evaporate. Give it a few minutes, and it will, because alcohol evaporates, so it will just evaporate, and then you will be able to paint your cookies. You don't want this to be too runny,
right? Because then you won't have good coverage. So like I was saying earlier, when I paint with gold, I like to start with a golden brown base. But for this one, I just didn't want to make a whole other consistency just to paint a couple cookies. So I just decided to paint right over the green, which is also, it also works.
Yes.
Just gives it a little bit of a different color.
So Angie says, I think the sugarart.com sells a liquid that doesn't include. Yes, I think they do, but I don't know what's it called. I've seen it, I think, on Instagram. Somebody was using, maybe it was them demonstrating how to use it. So maybe whoever was asking about vodka alternative, maybe check sugarart.com. Thank you, Angie, for bringing that up. Oh, Sally has that product, but she doesn't remember the name.
The one without alcohol in it?
Or it's going to be on their website. Let me just quickly see
I think
sugarart.com
Sweet Sticks also has one too.
without the alcohol, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, can't seem to. Is it sugarart.com? I guess that's not the website because that website doesn't exist.
Oh, okay. It must not be it. All right, so now that I've got the whole thing covered, I'm going to go back in and create some texture in the leaves. So I'm just using a little bit more gold, and then I'm just going to go in.
Oh, it's the sugarart.com. So it's the color solution. It's the name. Thank you, Sally. This is the name of the product that you can use in place of vodka or alcohol and mix it with your dry luster dust so you can create edible paint, metallic paint. Yeah, I like this a lot. This is beautiful.
Thank you. So I'm just kind of trying to mimic the texture of what these leaves actually look like. So I'm going in with these diagonal strokes.
Mhm. So the product dries faster, slower than vodka, but faster than water. Thank you, Sally. Hello, Victoria.
Okay, so I don't know if you can see.
So we do have a couple questions about the taste. Would you say that a lot of gold or silver needed over the icing changes the taste of the cookie?
I haven't noticed any change in the taste when you put this. I mean, it might depend on the brand that you're using. So I use Sweet Sticks brand, and I use Crystal Colors brand luster dust, and I haven't noticed any odd taste with those.
Mhm. And is this considered FDA approved edible?
Yes. Yeah, I only use the actually edible ones.
Yeah. Now, you always want to make sure that you look on the packaging, or sometimes even calling the brand helps. I've done that many times, and usually they're very helpful, and they answer any questions if you have, if you are not sure, or if you just have any questions in regards to the ingredients they use. So beautiful.
Thank you. And then on, let me see. Okay, so this one, the outline is dry.
Is this the one you did today?
No.
Okay, so you
Oh,
would.
okay, wait, yes, I did this. This is the one I just did.
Okay, so
And then this one I did this morning.
so you need to let it dry for a little bit.
Yeah, like at least 30 minutes. Because this is such a small amount of icing that it doesn't take that long, but you do want to make sure that it is dry.
So Terry is not I'm not on Patreon or Cookie Art member. Are the links available for both of you? So I'm going to put one more time Amber's link to Cookie Club.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm putting that in the comments, guys. And if you're watching on YouTube, check for it on YouTube and also on Facebook. We are streaming to both platforms on our channels and also on Marlene's channel. And I'm gonna have to grab the link to my Patreon so I can. All right, so now I'm gonna put the link to, oops, to the Patreon. Catherine says it's very pretty.
Thank you.
So you've got two links to our paid groups. Let me see the, okay. Love these. And these, how long would you say these take to make?
Oh, I don't know. These are pretty simple. So probably like maybe 5 minutes. Just the decorating part, of course, because, you know, the mixing the colors and baking the cookies and making the icing and all that takes a lot longer. But just for decorating, just a few minutes. Yeah. Pretty simple. And, you know, you don't have to do this fancy one. You can just do these 3.
Absolutely.
And that's still just a really nice set. And then when you put that, just do one of these in the middle. Then you can make a whole bunch of these smaller ones around it. And then you've got yourself a nice little platter.
Beautiful. The bigger one reminds me of jewelry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of jewelry, like a pendant or something. It really does. Hi.
Hi. And then this tutorial, along with the smaller ones, this 2 separate tutorials, those are both in all the places.
In all the places.
Cookie Art Club and Patreon. And then the recipes, of course, are also in the book. Cookie Canvas.
I have the book as well. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
So guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes. If you have any questions, just pop them in the comment section, and we are here. We'll stay on for a few more minutes. If you have any questions about cookie decorating, or maybe if you want to ask us something, the project you're having, and you're having some issues or something like that, you have a chance to do that now. We will be back next week.
Yeah, what's happening next week?
Next week, I'm in the hot seat, and I might do another St. Patrick's Day, or I'm gonna fast forward to Easter. So, guys, maybe you can. Is it Easter? Do you want to see Easter or St. Patrick's Day? You have a few more minutes. Maybe you can chime in and let us know what is it that you would like to see. Okay, I want to make chocolate mint cookies for St. Patrick's Day. Should I add mint flavor to the dough or icing? I would say dough.
I agree. I feel like mint icing might not work with royal icing.
Usually mint icing is mint flavoring has oil in it. Water-based, but I think it might be a little overpowering.
I think in the dough it would be better.
Mint kind of pairs nicely, so I think you're better off. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Lynn. How do you avoid spreading when baking the cookies, I assume? So what's your tip?
Keep the dough cold when you're working with it. Another thing is you might have to adjust the recipe that you're using. So if it has like a teaspoon of baking powder, maybe reduce that to a half teaspoon. And don't overmix your butter and sugar because that incorporates a lot of air and can make it puff up even more.
Yeah, and don't use butter that is too soft. If you're starting the creaming, don't use butter that is too soft. And also it helps to have, when you're baking, I prefer using either parchment or perforated mat. I don't like to bake my cutout cookies on silicone mats. They spread at the bottom, like they have like create the foot. So, what's the secret to pressure on the edge beading?
Well, that comes with practice. But so eventually you just get into a rhythm. That's all there. You really just have to keep trying.
Maybe I would say don't make your icing too stiff.
Yes, because that'll hurt your hand. It is good to thin it a tiny bit to make it. So this one, as I mentioned in the tutorial, that this icing is stiff consistency, but I thinned it down a tiny bit to make it, because that makes it a little easier to pipe, but it still holds its shape.
Have you used any other gold from Sweet Sticks?
Yeah, so I used Glamorous Gold. That was the one I've been using. I'm almost out.
You like that? I like that. I use that a lot.
Yeah, and I really love this one too, this 24 karat gold from Sweet Sticks.
Have their pink champagne. I think it's called, and something else. I have like 3 or 4, but they are the pre-mixed ones, and I like them. They are.
Yeah, I love they're
It's
nice.
just very convenient.
Mhm.
Very convenient. Hello, goodbye. St. Patrick's Day. Amber, I made your chocolate cookie recipe. Are the cookies supposed to be fairly soft?
Yeah, they should be soft, like maybe a little crunchy around the edges, but softer in the middle.
Judy, we did not change. We had to just this week, we had to adjust because my schedule wasn't allowing me to be here on Tuesdays, but we are sticking with Tuesdays. Question for Amber.
I don't think it's a 1-to-1.
They're sweeter. Agave and honey,
Yeah.
it's sweeter than sugar. So you
Yeah.
have to, yeah, I don't think it's 1-to-1.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree with that. So I think that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for all your lovely questions. We're going to wrap it up. Thank you for being here. And as always, there will be another newsletter coming out. We have one more, I see. Okay, one more sticking in here. Any advice for someone who is just starting out? Be kind to yourself. I think that's like, don't be hard on yourself. I don't know what, like do you have any advice?
Yeah, just try not to compare your work to somebody else's. That's probably the biggest thing. I think now it's harder than ever because there are so many pictures online.
Social media makes it really
So,
difficult.
use those as inspiration and but yeah, just
don't use too many colors. I would say like maybe stick like honestly like just if you have white and another color and you can because one color can create 50 different shades of that color. Like you can really like you can have white and maybe 2 shades of blue or whatever. Just use few colors, I would say, because then it gets a bit overwhelming just the mixing part, and it's so discouraging because by the end, if your consistency isn't right in all of your piping bags, that's going to be very, very
so start simple.
So start simple and maybe just focus on the consistency first, getting that right. Do some wet on wet like Amber did polka dots. Those are really fun and very quick and very encouraging because it just looks nice without much effort. Okay, so guys. Oh, Angie.
Yeah, good advice.
Yes, good advice. There's a lot of help online. Thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.